Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. How the heck are you, everyone? I am yet again outside taking in this fresh air that is, it just feels good, It rained a little last night, and we need it. We have not had rain. We've had a very, very mild winter, and I don't know what that means for the summer, but we certainly need some rain because we don't need any fires. We certainly do not need the fires. So I'm actually thankful that it just kind of sprinkled. It didn't really rain. It was just sort of a little sprinkle, but man, I'm sitting here staring at some fog rolling over the mountains, rolling over the forest, and God, so stunning. It's sad that we don't stop more often. Well, I guess I can't speak for everybody. I'm sure there are many people. I know there are many people that stop and smell the roses, that go outside and appreciate nature and take a breath of fresh air and look around and go, damn, this world is beautiful. It's just stunning. But not a lot of people do, and it's sad because we get caught up, and I get caught up. I get caught up and I forget, I think I go outside a lot more often than most. What is that sound? Sorry. Hang on. Okay, if I'm ever doing my podcast and I just all of a sudden stop and I'm like, what's that noise? And then you never hear from me again, I died. And, it'd be cool if someone could let someone know. Or I fell off of, I'm hanging onto a cliff somewhere and I'm just desperately on some ledge waiting to be rescued. Although I know you guys don't know where I am, so you can't be like, yeah, she just stopped talking and we don't know where she is. Anyway, I'm somewhere in the state of Oregon, That helps, right? Anyway, I love going outside, and when you see things like the fog just rolling over the tops of the trees, it's just, I don't know, it's so magical. It's so pretty. Girls, come. And yes, good, come. It's just magical. And when you hear the birds, and then you see all the dew on the grass, and you smell that good clean air, and you're just like, yeah, okay. Who needs antidepressants, Again, not knocking people that need antidepressants. I'm just saying this is a pretty damn good antidepressant, It's pretty great. And I like it. I'm enjoying it. And I am enjoying doing what I love, being able to still work with dogs, be able to be around dogs, be around people, and pick my schedule, be my own boss, not have coworkers. I don't really play well with others. Well, I play great with others. I play amazingly with others. I don't play well with manipulative, narcissistic, lazy pieces of shit. No, I don't get along with people that are morons. No, but I do play well with people that are good people. And actually my patience level and my tolerance level for assholeness is above most people's. In fact, if there were customers at any job that I've had, any job, no matter where I've worked, other people be like, oh, this guy, fucking dick, fucking asshole. I would get along with him just fine. Had no problems. I get along with people that are cranky. I get along with people that are blunt. I get along with people that are direct. I get along with dogs that are mean. They usually end up liking me. And there are no dogs at the kennel that I didn't get along with. Well, there was one that ended up long time ago that only hated me. And her owner kept insisting up and down that it was because I was blonde. And I'm like, although, nobody else at the kennel was blonde. Everybody else had dark hair. So I was like, maybe, but she wanted to eat me. Girls, come. She genuinely wanted to eat my face off, and that wasn't cool. And then I had another dog who didn't necessarily like me, but he didn't like anybody. He was just shy. He didn't try to eat me. He was just really shy. But he would come to me usually. I sound like I'm being super braggy. I sound like I'm being like, I am amazing. I'm just saying that I get along with things, is my point. I get along with things that most others don't. So my tolerance and patience level for douchiness, I've worked in customer service for like 35 years. So people are my jam. I get people. And so it takes a lot for me not to like someone. You have to just really be some kind of a piece of shit for me not to like you. So that says a lot about some of my coworkers, you know? I'll just leave that there. But I'm no angel. Fuck, I'm not. I am certainly not an angel. I have my quirks. I have my flaws, like all of us. Like I say all the time. I always say, I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think anyone's perfect. I think we all have our shit to deal with. And when we have our shit to deal with, we can act like assholes. Sometimes we have a lot on our plate and we just don't handle other things well. Girls, and whoa, sorry, I am like just now. You guys hear that? Listen, come here, girls. I don't know if you can hear that river. I don't really want to go down there right now. I'm definitely coming back though. All right, come on, girls. I'm going to come back and I'll do a podcast down by the river. Down by the riverside. Ha ha ha. You thought you'd go through a podcast without me singing, but no. Anyway, anywho, I'm feeling blessed. I like doing my own thing. I like being on my own schedule. I like not having the overhead. My cost is a fraction of what it would have been had I had a kennel of my own. And so, you know, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. And so I have been blessed and I am happy and feeling the energy and feeling like things happen for a reason. Oh, and feeling like I just found another little spot to check out. Come. Good, yes. And, wow. I love that. I love when you're like in a car and you are just taking a drive and you're like left or right. I don't know. Let's just not have a map. Let's just go. I want to just get in a travel van and just go, not have a plan. Just kind of, I mean, I want to have a plan in the sense that it'd be nice to know like routes as far as where places that you could potentially pull over and sleep are, you know, and if you're going to take back roads, kind of plan out maybe where gas stations or rest areas are, just so you can, you know to get some water and gas and all of that. But just know that you don't have to go left or right, but be like, okay, here's some things available if I go this way. Here's some things available if I go that way. But when you're out in nature, I suppose you shouldn't just wander around nature because you could get lost, and that's no good. But I like just finding roads that you just happened upon. Those always seem to be the best roads, the things that aren't planned, the things that you didn't think were going to happen. You thought it was going to happen one way, and then, you know, let's say you get fired. Let's say just something happens and it changes your course. A lot of times that change of course ends up being the best thing that ever happens, you know? Those change of plans, those things that you didn't plan on end up being amazing, you know? Look how many babies weren't planned, and then you have them and you're like, oh my God, I can't imagine life without this child, you know? Oh, I'm winded again. Yeah. So I'm grateful because I am a control freak. Not a control freak. I mean, I'm really not. Like I said, I don't like to micromanage. I'm a control freak for myself, for me. And if you're at my house, I want things where I want things. I don't want people to mess with my things in my house. And so I'm territorial over my things because, I'm an only child. And I don't mind people sharing. Come, Lib. I don't mind people borrowing things and I'll share, but you better fucking put it back and it better be put back clean. Like, again, someone I used to work with used to use my stuff, even though I bought her out of my own pocket, her own set of scissors, and she would not use them. Instead, she used mine and she's dropped them and she doesn't clean them off. And then I bought blades with my own money and she would like drop them. She would put them away wet. She would use them on dogs that were wet and not wipe them off. And they'd get rusted and they'd get ruined. But she didn't give a shit because she didn't buy them. She still owes me for going to Vegas and shit. So it's just very annoying. But anyway, it's frustrating when people, I don't get controlling. I just want you to be respectful over my things. And I want people to do their job. And I don't want to have to run around trying to do my job and your job while you're claiming that you don't need help and that you're doing all the work when the proof is in the pudding, So those things are frustrating. But I don't think that's like one of my bosses used to say, oh, you like control. And I'm like, I hate it. I don't want to be the leader. I want everybody to have a job and do their job. That's how I want life to be. Here's your job. Here's what you're expected to do because you get a paycheck and because you're the one that signed up for this job. You applied for this job. So since you came to those people and you're accepting a check from them, here's the job description. Now just fucking do it. Come, let's go. Now do it. I don't want to babysit people. I fucking hate that. I want you to get your job done and I want you to do it well. I don't want you to fuck off while you're doing it. I don't want you to do other things except your job. I don't think that's a control freak. I think that's just I don't think people that aren't in my generation understand what work is. And so they're like, oh, wow. Oh my God. You're like exhausting. Ugh. I mean, they should be grateful I'm here working for them. No, that isn't how it works, actually. You signed up for the job. You applied for the job and you're getting paid. So you should be grateful, actually. You should be grateful that these people are still paying you even though you're a lazy piece of shit. And I've worked with a lot of people like that. When I say coworkers, I'm not talking about one particular place. I've worked in many places with dogs. I've worked in many places in hospitals and in everywhere. I've worked in so many different areas. And I've had coworkers that are butt heads in many areas. And although I have to say, I worked at Job Corps and that place was fucking awesome. I talked about Job Corps in my last podcast. And if you don't know about Job Corps, that is what we should be doing nowadays. Trade schools are the way to go. This women's studies crap, I really want someone to explain to me what you do with women's studies, except for go around talking about women's studies to other women and then getting a teaching job teaching women's studies. So it's just this circle of people talking about women, and that's the whole job. You're not like, what is women's studies? I don't get it. But hey, get whatever, do what you want. I'm sorry, I can't call it a degree without laughing. I just can't. I'm a bitch that way. I do photography. I don't think you need a degree. You don't. I know that you don't need a degree. That's a fact. You do not need a degree to be successful as an artist or a photographer. And if you have a degree, that's amazing. Not knocking that. That's awesome. Maybe people will look at you more. I would think that the proof would be in your photography and people would hire you based on what your work looks like, and not be like, well, this person without a degree has far better work. Their photographs are just 10 times better. And this other person doesn't have as great of photographs, but they have a degree. Like, come on, Again, I love photography and I don't need a degree in it. So my point is to all of this, I want to wake up and want to go to work. I want to wake up and want to see my coworkers. I want to wake up. Now, of course, there are going to be days, no matter how much someone loves their job, someone can absolutely love their job, and we're all going to have those days where we're just not feeling the love because we're humans and we are not perfect. I'm going to keep saying that in every single podcast because I don't think people are aware of that. There are high expectations. Well, it's weird. I don't know. It's bizarre right now. We have incredibly, incredibly high expectations for things that we should not at all. And then we have incredibly, extraordinarily low expectations on things we should, like education or our partners, who we spend the rest of our lives with, or our education, like, reading, writing, arithmetic, and whatnot, and such and so forth. So I'm confused because I just like to remind people that, hey, no perfection exists. I mean, I guess, if you're religious, then perfection exists in God and in what he has created. And that's why I talk about nature. Lib, come. Don't you guys like that I don't edit out calling for dogs? Isn't that fun for you to hear? What's really fun for you guys to hear is, I'm going to speak for y'all, is when I pick up poop and you can hear the poop bag crumbling. That's a good one. Or when you hear me panting because I'm like winded getting up these hills. Those are always good. Me panting, me calling for dogs, and then the crinkle of poop bags. Yeah. Are those probably like the top 3 sounds that you love to hear on my podcast? Screw the birds in the river, right? Put more poop bag in. It's like more cowbell, more poop bag. Yeah. Anyway. So I want to be happy. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Happiness is good. Negativity, bad. I feel like it's that simple. And girls, let's go. Yeah. And right now I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. Yeah. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. All right. I'm done. I'm done for right this second. I'm not saying that the rest of the podcast, this may not happen again, but right now, I'll dial it down. So, I'm high on life. I am high on oxygen and making decisions that are best for my mental health. Not staying in relationships or jobs that make me miserable. I was kicked out of mine. I didn't have a choice, but it was good because I wouldn't have left. I'm too loyal. I'm dumb loyal. I'm real dumb. And I will, when it comes to loyalty, I'll just stick with you no matter how much of a fucking asshole you are. But I'm working on it. I've made some good choices and I'm happy about them. I'm making good choices now. I'm late to the party. I'm tardy to the party. Who sang that? It was like a housewife. Not Nene. Nene, I think. Or Leaks. Nikki Leaks. What was her name? She's tardy to the party. No. It wasn't her. It was the blonde chick. No. Who was it? Who sang tardy to the party? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know how I know this, but it was a song that one of the Desperate Housewives... Yes, not Desperate Housewives, but the Housewives, I seriously have watched probably 5 episodes, not 5 seasons, not 5 episodes of one season, just like 5 episodes of Housewives, and I don't even know if they've been full ones, but I don't remember who sings it, but it's tardy to the party. So I'm tardy to the party on making good relationship and, being too loyal, but I'm there. I got there, right? Go me! Participation award. I deserve a glitter bomb. All right, Chiquitas, come. Rose. Oh, good girl. All right. So we're out here living and just breathing and feeling positive because there's a lot going on and people can spin things. People like to spin stuff into like a web of their deceit. And they like to maneuver and use you as a puppet so that you don't actually see what's going on. And they want to keep you sidetracked, and they want to keep you looking over yonder. They don't want you to focus on the good that's going on. They don't want you to focus on their bad, on their crime. They don't want you to focus on the fact that they're feeling so insecure that they have to prank call you a million times because they're obsessed with you and they miss you, and words got out that, that I'm doing good, that I'm doing well. And instead of feeding into it, we just need to go, hey, you got to have the haters because it means you're doing well, If people are hating on you, it means they want something you have. And so you just have to go, hey, I'm confident. I'm minding my own business. I'm going to work on me. I'm not going to worry about what other people are doing because that distracts from what I need to do. That takes away my focus. And that is exactly what politicians do. They want to distract. They want to take away your focus. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let the haters take away my focus. I'm not going to let these politicians take away my focus. I'm not going to let prank calling take away my focus, or being called names. It's just a fan club. When people like you enough and are obsessed with you enough to call you a million times, they're lonely, they're insecure, they're bored, they've heard that you're doing well, they've heard that you're successful. There's a million reasons that people do it, but none of it is because they're happy. None of it is because life is going well for them, or they're feeling good about themselves and they're secure. So if you got a hater out there, congratulations. You're doing something right, probably. Now, that doesn't mean I think that everybody should hate you, because, again, if everybody hates you, well, then you're probably an asshole. So it's kind of that balance again. All I'm saying is, if you have some people that are just constantly getting on your social media and making just dumb memes, dropping dumb memes, and trying to say stupid shit to get your goat, those kind of people, I would feel like congratulations. They just gave your social media account traction. They have given you attention, and clearly they're bored. I'm not talking about actual haters that are going around, committing crimes and spreading, trying to assault people and bullying people. You don't want those people. I'm not talking about the manipulative, narcissistic people that you have to work with that try to take over. Those people can suck a dick, right? But I'm just talking about the Taylor Swift kind of shake it off haters. It means you're doing something right. They want to be you. So, hey, if I was you, I'd want to be me too. I'd want to be me too. I'd want to be me too. Okay, sorry. I told you. I said it was going to be, for that second that I wouldn't sing. I made it very clear that I was going to, that I may sing later at some point. So you were warned, okay? All right, I got to get this gate, so just a second. All right, so, Lib, come. Yes, good, come, good girl, yes. So my point is, go out, nice, that was a 10, girl. My point is, go out and find the things that make you happy, even if it's just for 20 minutes, If you've had a long day at work, go out, put your feet up for a second, have a glass of wine. I mean, unless you're an alcoholic, probably have some tea, Or take a second in your car, take a 20-minute route, a little bit longer home, and just listen to some music, Do some drum, steering wheel drumming, some dashboard drumming, and listen to some music. Get a coffee in the morning, do some yoga, go for a walk. I don't know. Take a bath, but take some time. I'm saying all these things like a woman. Whatever it is, Men can do all those things too, obviously. Whatever it is, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not gender specific. Just go do what calms you. Find your zen. Damn it, I'm going up that fucking hill again. And this is like the millionth time you would think I'd be getting a little better. But currently, like, I don't even know what part of my foot this is, but it's like snapping. And that's not good. Snapping sounds are not good, right? Oy vey. Okay. Can you guys hear those birds? Can you hear it over my panting? Probably not. Again, top sounds you want to hear during a podcast. Oh, yeah, top sounds you want to hear, me panting instead of these birds. But hang on, check it out. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but quite lovely. That is why I just can't sit at my laptop and do a podcast. I can't sit still. I need to walk around. I need to hear things. I need to see things. I get claustrophobic. I don't sit well. It's not really my cup of tea. I say that I don't like hyper things, and I don't think I'm hyper, but I am antsy. There is a difference. People are like, same thing. No, I don't like run around like a banshee. I just can't sit down really that well. Or if I can sit down. I can, but I can't sit down and do a podcast because I can't. Whenever I'm talking on the phone, I have to pace. I pace if I'm talking on a phone. Always done it. So I hated when I would work as a receptionist, and I've been a receptionist a lot, and you can't walk around on the phone, and it's really annoying. So I can't do my podcast. Girls, come. Libby, Rosie, come. Yes, come. So it's frustrating because I know that it means that you have poor quality and you hear a lot of stuff. And sometimes it's beautiful stuff, like the rivers and the trees and the coyotes and the crickets and all of that, you know? And then sometimes you hear me panting and you hear me calling for dogs and, you hear me with a poop bag. That's what you get. But people seem to like it because let me tell you, I have been getting more and more people tuning in. People from all over the world. Welcome, everybody. Girls, come. Let's go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Sweden. Welcome, Germany. Welcome, France. Welcome, Singapore. Welcome, Hong Kong, Ukraine, Russia. Everybody. If I didn't mention your country, it doesn't mean you're not welcome. There are a lot of countries, and I can't mention them all. We'd be here a lot. We'd be here a long time. So just welcome every single person from every country. And speaking of countries, let's just for 5 seconds, we don't need to really make it a thing because I feel like every podcast is talking about it. It's on every single YouTube. It's on all social media. It's just everywhere. So I do care very much. I already did a podcast about this topic. But we'll just touch on it quickly since we're talking about countries and people from all over the world. It's appropriate. Yeah, since we're talking about people from all over the world, let's talk a little bit of Iran and Israel. Let's talk a little bit about America. And let's just say real quick, Iran used to be very much like a Western civilization, and women could wear what they wanted and things were good. And now people are sitting here upset because women finally have their freedom again, and women are no longer under the thumb of men who want nothing more than to physically and mentally abuse them, to shame them, to unalive them, and they don't get treated well. There's a lot of abuse, of torture, it's not good. And they shout death to America. They want to kill off Christians. They want to kill off Jews. They have done nothing but destroy, not the Iranian people. I don't mean the Iranian people. I mean, I can never say his name, you guys. I don't know why, but you're going to be like, well, then don't talk about stuff. God, I'm out of breath. Don't talk about stuff when you're out of breath. And when you can't say his name, Kamani, whatever. I really genuinely, for the life of me, don't understand how people can sit back and see so many people that are from Iran, that are living in Australia and Canada and the US and the UK, and they are rejoicing. They're celebrating, just like the Venezuelans celebrated. And then you have these people from America, or like just in different countries, there are people that are protesting and saying how awful this was and how they don't associate themselves. They don't associate themselves with America and Israel. We're not associated with them. Fuck off then. We don't want you to be associated with us anyways. We also are ashamed of you. We also would like you to go fuck yourself. And maybe since you're so ashamed of us and you just, have to distance yourself and want no part, and you don't condone what the U.S. and Israel has done. I don't condone what a lot of things you have done. I don't condone a lot of things that the leaders of Australia and the UK and Canada have done, or South Africa has done. So we don't need other people sitting here telling us how much they disapprove of something we've done. Why don't you fix your own countries first? Why don't you check yourself before you wreck yourself? Because we don't care. No one needs your fucking approval. No one needs you to give us your, not condolences. No one needs you to condone. God, I can't talk today. I can't do these podcasts. We don't need your permission. There you go. Sorry, I'm tired. I AOC'd out. I'm no longer going to say Biden'd out. I'm going to say AOC'd out. But at least I owned it. At least I admit it. I admit that was stupid. I'm tired, man. What do you want? You want a good podcast? Why are you listening if you want a good podcast? Come on, you all know. But don't sit there while these people in Iran are rejoicing. The majority are rejoicing. And the ones that aren't are part of a regime that believes in going over to other countries and beheading and decapitating children and saying death to America and constantly going around taking over countries and being violent and killing. Because that same country just killed, 1 minute I hear 30,000, then I hear 32,000, and then I hear 40. So at the very least, 30,000 of his own citizens. His own citizens he killed, and no one gives a flying frick. Don't pay attention to that. Eye off the ball, eye off the ball. Trump is bad, remember? Trump is bad, remember? Eye off of Tim Walz. Eye off of Jacob Fry. Eye off of Somalia fraud. Eye off of Ilhan Omar. Eye off of Nancy Pelosi. Eye off of all the things that the Democrats are doing, and they have done, like voters fraud, like Russian collusion, like apparently Watergate was a big thing that Democrats apparently just made up to get Nixon out of there because it was an eye off the ball, cover up kind of crap. When are people going to wake up? They didn't even stand up for our country. They didn't stand for our country. Trump asked a question knowing full well that these people, just out of hatred of him, they couldn't get over their hatred of him and have the love of their country and the love of the people in their country. That did not trump. See what I did there? That didn't trump their hatred of Trump. No. Their hatred of Trump is far greater than their love of the American citizens that they are supposed to be representing. And they were like, it's Trump's fault we didn't stand. He knew what he was doing when he asked that question. Yeah, he knew that you guys hate America so much that if he asked that question in front of all of America, you guys would not, because you're so fucking prideful, because you cut off your nose to spite your own fucking face, and because you are so evil, and now Trump has been uncovering all of your evil and been uncovering all of your deceit and your fraud and your crime and your violence. And because he's uncovering it, you hate him. So every single thing he says and does is just somehow to, in your guys' eye, well, he's just saying this because. No, he asked you a question knowing how much you guys hate your country, and he was hoping to God that you guys would stand and maybe prove him wrong. And you hate him so much that you couldn't stand. Wouldn't that have been delightful to stand and prove Trump wrong? You guys would have relished in that. Do you know how many points you would have got? That was a dumb move. You guys would have got so many points if you proved Trump wrong. You didn't think of that, did you? Because you're not very bright sometimes. It was just a stupid, and it's all about playing a game. You guys are all about games. The American public is nothing but your toy and a game, and nothing but to create power and money for you. You have proved it 1,000 times. But the Iranian people are thanking Trump. The Venezuelan people are thanking Trump. So stop trying to come up with everything you can to hate Trump. Why don't you just get happy? Why can't you just be happy? Why do you want our country to fail? Why do you want the American citizens to fail? You are proving Trump correct. First of all, you didn't stand up. That already proves him correct. You could have very easily proved him wrong, and that would have felt good to you, I'm sure. But instead, you stayed seated, and then you continue to hate on us by always wanting our country to fail. You are rooting for this country to fail while saying that Trump hates our country. I don't understand how you don't get that. Right? That's weird. That's a very, very logical, common sense thing. That is grade school stuff. I could tell my grandson, my youngest grandson this. My oldest grandson's incredibly smart, and he grasps things that Democrats could never grasp, because my grandkids are far more intelligent, and they are 3, 8, and 10, and they are smarter than AOC, smarter than most of the Democrat Party. By the way, when I'm saying Democrats, I'm talking about the Democrat Party. And when I say Canada and when I say France, I'm talking about their leaders. I'm not talking about the people. Although, again, France does seem like a majority of the people there are kind of assholes. I got that. I know many, 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 many people who have spent long time in France and have been to France, all over France, many parts of France. And they always tell me that they get treated like shit. And I didn't have a good time there, and I think the Eiffel Tower is just stupid. That is like the dumbest thing. I, honest to God, walked over and I was like, I came all the way over to look at this. It's a lot shorter than I thought. It's not as tall as I thought. It's just a bunch of metal and it looks like nothing to me. I was more obsessed with the carousel that was underneath it. I thought the carousel that was next to it was far cooler than the stupid Eiffel Tower. That is I don't get it. I looked at it for 4 seconds and I went, really? I was more obsessed with the streets and the buildings of France. And I think France I have not gone all over France. I've only been to Paris. So I've seen pictures that my friends have taken, and it looks like a stunning country, beautiful country. And I'm sure there are lovely people there. I'm sure of it. I just haven't met them, and my friends haven't met them, and their friends' friends haven't met them yet, but I'm sure they are out there. But they listen to my podcast. Now they probably won't. I've probably pissed them off. I said, your country's awesome. It is beautiful. And I said, I'm sure you are lovely people. And I'm sure that you are. We have a fucking ton of assholes in America. Okay? There's assholes in every single country. You come to America, you're going to meet a lot of assholes, especially on the East Coast. Just saying. Probably not in the South, actually. You're going to get a lot of very pleasant, hospitable. You're going to get Southern hospitality, and you're probably not going to really get assholes there. But again, there's going to be assholes. There's assholes everywhere, even in the South. Just saying, out of all the places to go, and you want hospitality and kindness, you want to go to the South. You want douchiness, go to the East. You want niceness, Midwest also. Midwest, nice. West Coast, narcissistic, head up their asses, bunch of granola, narcissistic people. So there you go. There's the United States. And people are going to go, oh my God, I'm from California and I'm a lovely person. I'm amazing. Oh my God, I'm from Oregon and I do not eat granola, okay? I am not a vegan, okay? I'm not a vegan. I do eat granola though. I eat meat though, because meat is awesome. Love it. I am not a vegan, and it's funny because people think that plants don't have energy and that plants aren't alive, and they are. And it's actually been proven that plants are in pain and they suffer and they feel pain. But vegans are like, I'm not hurting anybody. And meanwhile, these plants are like, ah, and they're actually alive. So all you vegans out there need to do your research, because I hate to break the terrible, horrible, no good news to you. But you are, in fact, killing a living thing that has organisms and can feel pain. And it's actually quite sad how much damage and trauma you're causing plants by eating them. So I'm going to point that out to you. Don't go thinking that you're some great person because you're a vegan. I'm a vegan. I don't believe in harming things that were put on this earth for us to eat because it's the circle of life. I just believe in wearing their clothes. I like to wear them on my body like snakes and alligators and fur, but I won't eat them. I don't know. Most people actually don't wear them either if you don't eat them, but I'm just trying to say not to burst your bubble, I'm just saying don't act righteous and don't get on your high horse if you're a vegan, because you're still hurting things. So don't think you're cool. Unless you're just a vegan because you don't like meat. You genuinely don't like meat. And then, hey, cool beans. I mean, I eat meat. I won't hunt because I can't look a deer or an animal in the eye and shoot it. But I'm not against people hunting. So I'm not a hypocrite because I'm not telling people not to hunt. And if I have to, like if I'm in a starving situation, I will, because I kind of believe what a Native American does. I think that plants and animals were put on this earth. We all help each other out. We are all here for a reason. I think plants have medicinal purposes. I think plants were put on this earth because they were intended for certain things. They were intended for healing. They were intended for eating. They were intended for to make baskets out of or whatever. But I think animals also were here for a reason. Some of them are to eat. Some of them are for protection and companionship. So some of them are, to maybe we make fur out of, like sheep. Well, you can eat lamb and stuff, but maybe they have fur, and we make wool out of their hair. So this whole thing about I don't eat animals is your perspective, and that's amazing because I love animals. Animals are my favorite thing on the entire planet. Love them, respect them. But I also believe that elk and certain animals, fish and stuff, are here so that we can consume them. And we have vegetables and plants and things so that we can consume them. And I do, though, love that Native Americans usually do a blessing and say, thank you for this animal. And they are very spiritual about it. And they are very respectful toward the animal because they know that the animal just gave up life to feed them. So I love that. Like, I think that's amazing. I'm a big tree hugger. Love trees, love plants, hate seeing trees cut, but I live in an apartment complex, so that's made out of brick and concrete mainly, but still, I've lived in wooden houses, so I can't be like I'm against trees being cut down while I live in houses made of wood. But I don't believe in people just willy-nilly and cutting down houses, and there are many, many, many things now that we can make homes out of besides wood. People have been doing it forever. It's just that Americans need gigantic homes because we think we need 40 cars and 79 bathrooms and 89 bedrooms and, all that. So we can't just live simply. God forbid we just enjoy what's around us, be grateful for what we have. I always used to vow if I won that, like when the lottery got up to $1 billion, I was like, I would save so many animals. so many mom and pop type dog rescues and shelters would get money, and I would help out Special Olympics and single moms, and just there are so many things. I would help veterans, a lot going out to veterans, a lot going out to firemen. And so I didn't want a huge house because I wanted the majority of my money to go to things and people that I feel deserving. And again, what is deserving? How do we deem deserving? I did a podcast about that. Well, these are the people I deem that I would give, deserving to give money to. And so, but houses, I was like, I just think like a 650, 700 square foot home is perfect and doesn't have a lot to maintain. That's like 2 bedrooms, so you can have a guest. And then I want some property, and I don't need a boatload. And so I don't want to live super crazy. I want to live more on the simple side of life. I want to just go out and appreciate nature. I don't want to just be on my phone. I am from the generation before phones, and we did have to entertain ourselves. And it was great. And I'm in a place right now that I love because there's one TV. It's downstairs. There are no TVs in the upstairs main living area, and there are no TVs in the bedroom. And I'm like, now that's awesome. That's amazing. Because I admit I have a TV in my bedroom because my mind goes crazy at night. Girls, come. I'm like, good, yes, good girls. My brain goes to bananas at night, and sometimes I just want to turn on the TV. But more often than not, it's about half and half. Sometimes I go to sleep with it. I don't mean to. I don't want it on. I just fall asleep to it. But, oh, did you hear that? Nice. Because you can hear that, If you live out in a place that's out, especially out like in the country, TVs and cell phones and all of that aren't really necessary when currently I'm sitting here watching the fog roll off of the tops of the trees, on the mountains. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And there are people up there on the tops of those mountains. There's a house like way up there. And I'm like, damn, it must take them forever to get to their house. But what a view. And like, they're just up there with this fog just rolling by. It's so freaking gorgeous. And I love that I get to look at this. And I get to have a job that I can be in different places. I'm not stationary. I can move around. I can be mobile because, like I said, I don't even want to do my podcast on my laptop because I can't sit still. I want to be mobile. I want to be seeing things, So I like that I have that opportunity now, and I can create my own hours. I don't have the overhead. I don't have to be stationary. I can go on vacations. It's pretty great. And so I'm feeling grateful. That's what I'm trying to say, man. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling happy. And other people are trying to rain on my parade because they're not feeling happy and they're stressed. And other people around the world want to keep bringing down us happy, successful people because they want to be happy and successful, because they want to be at peace. And if they're not at peace, then they, by golly, are going to make sure no one else is happy and everybody else is, in chaos. Don't let them keep you sidetracked. Don't let them take away your focus. Stay focused. Stay focused on you. Stay focused on your happiness. Stay focused on being grateful. Stay focused on your success. Stay focused on being confident. Don't let others try to take away your confidence because they're insecure. Insecure people prank call. Insecure people constantly try to bring you down. I keep bringing up prank calls because I keep getting prank calls. And I know who it is. And I found out who it is because they accidentally called me from their number, like dummies. And they do that because they either miss me, or things aren't going too well for them, or people have been asking about me and wondering where I am. But it's not good. It's not because they're in a good place in their life, So people project, and I'm not doing it. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing me. I'm focusing on me. I'm focusing on my health and my happiness and my family. I'm not going to get sidetracked. I'm going to be grateful. And I'm super grateful. I am in a much better place than I have been in a long time. That's why I said I did a podcast on it. Scares me though, because I'm like, damn it, I am so happy and I am so at peace and I am successful and I am grateful and happy and things are going well for my family and we are all in a good place. And I'm like, God dang it. But I'm not going to do that because that's taking the eye off the ball. I'm going to stay focused and live it up and be happy for what I have. So you should do the same, right? Well, I'm not telling you what to do, but try to not take your eye off the ball. Don't let people take away what was that episode of Friends when Phoebe and Rachel and Monica were like, don't let them they were like, everything was based off of like forest and fairies and like trees and like, don't let them take away your wind. Don't be a wind sucker or a leaf blower or something like that. Don't do that. Just be happy and spread happiness. Because other people will be like, wow, that girl, she's got it going on. Look how confident she is. Keep your head up. It's all about posture. I told you that thing where serial killers and predators will go after people that are hunched over. They will prey on people that look weak. Of course, they're easy prey. So if you look weak, if you're hunched over, if you're looking all... I told you I had a boss like that. I wanted to prey on her. God, I was like an orca whale that just wanted to toss her up in the air because I was like, God, you're so pathetic. It's sad. I've had a boss like that and it's no good. It brings out the primal side in people. I know that sounds terrible. You guys are probably like, wow, did she just say that? But let's all get real with ourselves. Humans are primal. We go back and to the caveman days, the days of yesteryear again on Friends. And that's just how we've been. We've gone around and conquering things. We go around and we hunt things. We go around and we take over. And it's just it's built into us. You can't really take that out. It's always going to have a little bit there. That's why the whole train wreck thing, you can't turn your head when there's a car wreck because it's we have that weird primal side. So don't be preyed upon. Keep your head up, keep your shoulders back, walk with confidence, fake it till you make it, Anyway, hey, you know what's awesome? You're awesome. You're freaking awesome. You're more than awesome. You're amazeballs. You know why? Because you've been listening to my podcast, and that means the world to me. It means the world to me. Like I said, you can't see me. It's just audio. You can if you go to YouTube. You can if you go to TikTok and all of that. But you don't want to see me. It's not pretty. I don't wear makeup, and my age is like really all of a sudden like woo, because I was stressed out. I had a lot of stress going on, and now I don't. So, but that stress I worked at a place that gave me so much stress that it added 10 years on me. So don't maybe look at the YouTube, but do, and then just look away. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you greatly, and have a good rest of your day. Until next time.